Hey guys, today the move of the week is a glute bridge with a ball squeeze. If you've checked out my stories, you see me use this nice Pilates ball a lot in a bunch of different movements. So today we're gonna focus on the glute bridge, incorporating the Pilates ball. You can also use a children's ball. If you don't have that, you can incorporate a pillow as well. So let's talk about why we want to include the Pilates ball in the first place. So utilizing the Pilates ball kind of takes some of our core work up a notch. We're adding some additional demand by incorporating some of the squeezing. And the ball gives us a little bit of pushback, which will allow us to really fire up our deep abdominals. So one of the biggest things I do want to note is that when we are utilizing the ball for a little bit of feedback and adding that little squeeze, we want to make sure we're not bearing down into our pelvic floor, but we're actually lifting our pelvic floor up and in using the ball. So I'm gonna demo, I should say, the glute bridge with ball squeeze. So we're gonna get into the glute bridge position, lying on your back. So when you are pregnant like me, you kind of wanna roll from your side onto your back, and I'm gonna put the ball right between my knees or a little bit above. So I'm gonna be nice and firm, feet flat on the ground, kind of inch my fingers towards my heels. One of the biggest things is I like to place my hand on my belly for a little bit of feedback, not only with breath, but also to kind of focus on my ribs. So a little bit of a tendency when we're doing the glute bridge is to arch through our low back and even flare up through our ribs. So we want to focus on keeping ribs down because that's keeping our core in a nice optimal position to support us through the movement. So I'm going to inhale at the bottom of my glute bridge. Everything is nice and relaxed. And then on the exhale is when I'm going to send my hips up towards the sky. It's a small movement, and I'm going to add the squeeze with the ball at the top. And then I'm going to lengthen, relax on the way down. So when I'm on the way down, I'm not squeezing through the ball, but I add that squeeze at the top. I'm going to do one more with you. I'm going to feel that nice work through my glutes, through my adductors, and I'm also going to feel my deep core firing up at the same time. I'm going to roll onto my side to come up to stand. This is one core base exercise I would incorporate with a postpartum mama. Maybe not right away, but we'll progress up to it, especially once we've mastered the glute bridge movement. So one of the reasons I like to also incorporate the ball is it gets into the adductors or inner thighs, which are a muscle group that is super important to work postpartum. So my post is going to go into a little bit more about that. But one of the things that I like to check is if a mama is having hip pain or any type of low back pain, checking adductor strength is also really important. So the inner thighs connect right into our pelvis. So you can kind of think about the adductors as sort of an anchor for the pelvis. So you can think about if they're our anchor for our pelvis and connect right in, they're a really big and important member of our core and our pelvic floor team and system. So it's really important to work them. Sometimes it's a little tricky to figure out how, but that's where the Pilates or children's ball comes into play. So one thing is that it's also great to incorporate this during pregnancy, just thinking about injury prevention and making a mama as comfortable as possible as she gets larger through her pregnancy. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm going to demo a